Okay, welcome to Sunday Night Zoom. I know all of you are seriously dedicated because you are not watching Game of Thrones, or you're watching Game of Thrones on the other side of your computer. However you're going to do it is just fine. But I had somebody tell us they couldn't hang out with us tonight because Game of Thrones is on, and I was like, what? Let's just have some fun. Raise your hand if you've never seen one Game of Thrones ever. And I am determined to never watch it because of how much hype that is. And I kind of just want to say, like, I've never seen it and never will. But I just kind of am like that. So I hope whoever's enjoying it, I hope it's worth it. So no, I'm totally kidding. Hey, so we've got a couple of things we are going to chat about tonight. Not really in any specific order unless Mandy's on. Oh, yeah, she is. Okay, I think so I've had a couple people ask about, we always like to take a poll to see what people are asking. So I have a couple of things about people saying, walk us through cold marketing. There's a couple of tips and tricks I want to talk about. I had some people specifically ask how to sell Keto Up versus the Keto Nat, like kind of a couple of things to distinguish. So just kind of like, what does that look like? How do you share it? So also, if you have some really good tips and tricks, like if at the end, we can also chat about that. Oh, perfect. And then we're going to talk about, Mandy's going to talk about some customer stuff, I think. So no rhyme or reason of how we're doing it. The reboot is tonight. So I'm pretty sure Coach Rob is live on the reboot page. If you were on your computer and you want to just pop open your live and just give him some love on that live, you totally can, or just go back to the live when we're done and watch it and just go engage in the reboot promoter group, the reboot page, because it's super, super important. So I'm going to do that as well. Mandy, why don't you pop on here and chat about what we were chatting about earlier?
Hey guys, hold on one second. I gotta close all these warnings. My Zoom account was telling me that my microphone wasn't working, so hopefully you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Yay! And this little light I have is blinding me in the face. So give me 1 second to get my life together here. That's not even better. Okay. So, hi everyone. I hope you're having a super fabulous Sunday. I'm having a super fabulous Sunday. I have to brag for just a quick second, unrelated to this, and I don't want y'all to be mad or jealous, but I kind of do want you to be jealous about what just happened for us. Miss Brandy Parks, who is way down here at the bottom of my screen, I don't know where she is on yours. We have a small group inside of our team that does, we like to say it's a book club, but we're not super consistent about it, but we recommend books and then we read them all at the same time. So we did, I think we all did The Power on audiobook, and we've done some other stuff, and now we're doing this workbook right here. You can tell how not consistent I am because I don't even remember all the books that we've read. But we're doing this unlimited workbook, and Brandy is so freaking amazing that she contacted this author, and she did a private Zoom for us and walked us through the power of the law of attraction and manifestation, and it was the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. So y'all watch out, because my life literally just got changed.
Well, share some tips of what she said about the book. I mean, raise your hand if we want to know what this is all about. I didn't know. So, I think going into customer stuff, but what did she tell you?
I think that Brandy should actually be the person to summarize this, and I think I'm going to make Brandy, ask her to do this again for a larger group of people, because originally I felt it would just be good for people who were reading this book. But if you aren't reading the book, which I'm not super consistent with it, it's not really a read, it's a workbook. Now I'm oh my God, I'm starting over and I'm doing it again. So I think if you heard what she had to say, you'd want to do it. So unrelated to what's on there, what we said we were going to talk about, but now I'm on this life high. I listened to this woman on an AirPod. My husband makes fun of me all the time. I say earpod.
I say earpod. Sorry.
I can't understand why it wouldn't be called that. It goes in your ear. And I'm at Target, standing in the aisle, making faces at people, are you hearing this? But they couldn't hear it because it was in my ear. Anyway, Brandy, tell everybody, and if there are a couple people who are on, like, what your biggest thing that you learned tonight listening to, I don't even know how to say her name, Zara Mahoon, I guess is how you say it. She's incredible. I could have listened to her talk all night. She has the most amazing accent. Anyway, Brandy, you start. What was your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway is that our heart and our minds have to be aligned. And when you are working through this workbook, she tells you that the workbook has been so simplified that no matter where your thoughts are, that if you do the workbook, it's going to allow your heart and your mind to be aligned so that you can be successful. And not to focus on so much the how it's going to happen, but you have this amazing thought and you put these feelings and emotions behind it, and it just grows and grows and grows. And then another takeaway that I think everybody loved was that I think it was Brooke that asked the difference in prayer and meditation. And she said that prayer is when you're talking to God, and meditation is when God is talking to you. So that was very powerful, I feel like, for everybody. But if anybody, like, this is the workbook. It's amazing, and it literally would only take you, like, for real, I mean, if you include the meditation that you're supposed to do, maybe 30 minutes spread out throughout the entire day, and it's 40 days worth.
Yeah, I loved to, before, if somebody, we'll let a couple other people share, and then we'll go to the topics that we said we were going to talk about, so we're not on here for 8 million hours, because we were on with her for like 90 minutes. It was amazing that she would take that kind of time out for us. And it wasn't even our whole team. It's just this small group of people. But my biggest takeaway, and I think like raise your hand if you've ever, I'm sorry, I do that question all the time. I'm not going to apologize for it. It is who I am, so I'm not sorry. Raise your hand if you've ever practiced the law of attraction and you're just like, well, I really want this thing to happen, so I'm just going to keep saying, it's coming to me, it's coming to me, it's coming to me. And maybe you even get frustrated because it's not happening. Or what? One thing that she said to me that really was like, this is where I'm challenged, is that, you know, sometimes I get very intent on attempting to attract things to me or manifest the things that I want when I'm not in a good space. It's like I remember how powerful it is when I'm feeling frustrated because I don't have what I want. It's like I remember, I should be doing that when I'm feeling like maybe I didn't reach the goal, or I don't have what I want, or you know what I'm saying? So my energy, I don't know, someone could refresh my memory what she said it was, but like my emotional state is like way down here. Like here's like this worry line where we start to worry about stuff, and like I'm below here when I'm doing my manifesting, right? Like I'm choosing to manifest to try and change something because I'm unhappy or I'm frustrated, when like that's not going to work. You have to do it when you're way up here, right? So it was like it's a reminder to be consistent all of the time. It's a reminder that just do this same activity, these same tools that she's giving us every single day, whether I'm having a day where I'm below that worry line or above the worry line, I'll be able to get what I want. And so like, it was a powerful reminder, like, I do that all the time. So I also really liked that she admitted to us that even though she tells everybody not to get on her phone first thing in the morning, that's exactly what she does, because the emotional scale, because she has a big group of people that she supports through this process on Facebook. So hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And when she wakes up in the morning, she feels like, I got to answer everybody's questions. And so even the things she tells people to do, she doesn't do. And guilty. So it was really comforting, and like, okay, I have to gift myself with that time I say is important. So those are my biggest takeaways. Anybody else have a takeaway that they wanted to share? Some of these people are like, what are y'all talking about? But you have to get the book.
I would love to share.
Share, Karen.
So one of the biggest things that kind of like smacked me in the side of the head was she was saying with the workbook that you just need to be consistent. So Mandy was just talking about, you need to be consistent. And what's in the back of my head when she's saying this the exact same things about our business. If we want to have success in our business, we need to be consistent every day. And this, if we want to be successful with the law of attraction and manifestation, that we also need to do a daily, like a DMO for that aspect of our life. And it's going to encompass both. It's amazing. I have noticed like so many changes in the past 30 days. It's been incredible.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else want to share anything? I also really liked when she said, once you put an order in with the universe, don't keep asking for it over and over again. She was just like, you've put the order in, like there is no time limit. And I think that also reflects with our business as well. You know, like we say we want to do this and we compare the timeline maybe to the timelines that other people had, or the timeline that we thought the length, like that we thought it should take. But we've put the order in with the universe, like we've put the order in with God. We've said this is what we want. Like it's coming to us. It's being worked out. Don't keep asking for the same thing over and over again. And why that hit me was because, you know, a little tidbit about our team and how we got kicked off. We went very, very, very quickly. And like some people wish that happened to them. And I'll tell you right now, it isn't necessarily always a blessing that it happened that way. But it did. It happened really, really fast. I think our team hit rank 6 in just a few days, rank 7 in 2 weeks. We were legend in 5 months. I mean, insane things that I still don't think have even happened yet again. But what's interesting is when I first got started, and Jessica Craig can vouch for this too, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be super cool if I could earn that car bonus in a year? And I think we earned it in 8 days. So like the universe just hears what you want. Its timeline is its own, right? So you can't keep asking for the same thing over and over and over again, and you can't expect it to happen in the timeline in which you think, because the universe might serve it to you faster than you think, which is clearly what happened. And yet I'm still like in my head sometimes hung up on the fact that, well, but then I didn't do this in this amount of time. How does that make any sense? You know what I mean? So that was another big thing that she said, like, don't keep asking for it. It's happening. Like it's happening. So that was really cool too. But not what was on the agenda. So I don't know if we want to we could keep going. We should do it again and invite more people. Chantel, it's this book right here. It's Unlimited by Zehra, Zehra. If you just put in like Unlimited workbook on Amazon, and it's not expensive at all. Really great. So, okay, sorry, Stephanie. That was a detour, but it was really cool, and I had to brag. And I just had to brag, too, on Brandy, because who would have thought that you could just message an author to a book and she would give up 90 minutes of her Sunday night and get on a Zoom with total strangers? Like how powerful is just asking for something? So cool. So anyway.
Oh, I love it. I think everything that you said had to do with our business. I love that you said being consistent. I love that you say, I hear it as like, hey, set your intentions, set your goals. You don't set your timeline. Like, but in every single day, if your head matches your heart and we remember our why, then we're going to mentally do the things we have to do every single day, no matter how we feel, because we've already decided what our goals are. Now our actions need to align up with our goals, and it doesn't matter if it's a month or it's 10. Like, I'm here for the long haul. So like my eyes are focused. I'm staying focused. I'm sharing what I've got. Regardless, like you said, Mandy, if it happens in 5 weeks or 5 months or 5 years, like you just keep going, and you've already decided like, this is my outcome. This is what I want. So I'm going to have to keep doing it.
Right. And she said something really cool too. She said that half the reason why we quote unquote fail, and I don't know if these are exactly her words, or we don't feel like we're having success, is because of that. Like our head and our heart are not aligned. Like your heart says, well, I can do this. Your heart says, I can be a legend inside of Prove It. Your heart says, I can change 1 million lives. But your head will say, no, you can't. Nobody's going to buy anything from you. You don't have the ability to attract anyone. You can't do that. Oh, look, the whole day already got away from you and you didn't do any of your things. You might as well give up. Oh, you don't have as many customers as you did that first month. I guess you're not good at this. Like, but your heart doesn't know anything other than just anything is possible, anything is possible, anything is possible. And so it's just that trick of getting them aligned. Like, I mean, listen, if you know a single person that's in their head 24/7, she's raising her hand right now. That's me. I'm in my head 24/7. Like, could you imagine what I could accomplish if I got out of here? Like, it'd be great. So.
No, I love it. Okay. I love that. Thank you for sharing. And that's so awesome. It makes me want to like call up an author and say, hey, I read all your books. Like, let's chat. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had a topic you want to talk about. You want to dive into that real quick?
Yeah, 100%. So we took up so much time with the first one, so I'll try and keep this short and sweet. I just wanted to, something that was really kind of like on my heart, because it's something I know is important, but I guess I don't use all of these things the best way that I could. I just want to make sure everybody really understands like how powerful the tools are that we have. And I know we all know it, and I know we all say it, and I know we're all like, hey, listen, when somebody asks me a question, I for sure know what video I'm sending them. When somebody asks me a question, I for sure know what article I'm sending them. Oh, when somebody asks me about this, I have that call with Dr. Mary Newport recorded, and I'm sending that to her. But I have been really inspired by a few people on our team. Brandy's one of them. Leah Johnson's another one who you've heard from before but couldn't be on tonight, I don't think. And so many others of you that have made me realize, like, why am I waiting to use these tools when they're necessary, when I could be proactive with them? So let me give you an example of why this has kind of been spinning around in my head these past several days. So what we've started doing was kind of having little friendly competitions, like who can get, the most people on our Tuesday night calls. And, we were kind of like, oh, let me message all the people that have 5 and 10 day experiences. And, oh, yeah, I have 5 people on, and this is great. Well, I don't know who started it, so I really can't give credit for that. But in my head, it's Leah. So that's why I originally brought her name up. I could be totally wrong because we all work together so well. But she started doing this thing, and either she picked it up from someone else or someone else picked it up from her. I don't know. But now we kind of have this viral activity that's happening every week where we're saying, we're making posts, we're reaching out to our customers, and we're saying like, hey, who wants to win a 7-day packet of pure therapeutic ketones? And started on Sunday or Monday. Started tonight, started tomorrow morning. I mean, raise your hand if every time you want to give away 7 free packets of ketones, like 9 million people comment on your posts. Like, you can't get them to interact with anything, but you say the word free, hallelujah, they're jumping on that. So the idea is you're going to message each person that says me, 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 me. Like, who wants a free 7-day? Awesome. This is how you're going to get 7 free days. Okay. Now don't panic. If 52 people comment on your post, you're not giving away 52 weeks of ketones. But what you can do is say, great, here's how you're going to win one. Listen to this call. Message me afterwards with something that you learned or a big takeaway or something that spoke to you, and I'm going to put your name in a drawing. So what started happening is that we're proactively using the tools. So instead of hoping that the call is good, and which they're all good, instead of hoping that the call is good, saving the recording and going, oh, I'll pull that out the next time I need it, we're making it exactly what it's supposed to be, and that is to get people to listen so they can learn more about ketones. Like, that's exactly what it is. So what's happening is, like, the call will end and our message threads are all going because everyone's so excited, because maybe 50 people commenting on the posts, but like, and maybe only 7 to 10 people listen, but now those 7 to 10 people are serious. Now they heard what you heard, and now you get to have a conversation with them about what they just learned, and we're turning more and more people over into like listening to the calls. Like, I don't know if you guys know this part of my story. I'm not reading the chats because I'm in total squirrel mode. I started my reboot last night, so like I'm in squirrel mode because all I'm smelling is what my children ate for dinner. So like, look, I spoke and now I don't even know what I was saying. But what's been really cool is just like watching that turn around, watching people get excited, watching people going like, oh my God, I had 7 people message me after this. This was great. So, and I don't know if you guys know this about my story, but the ketone clarity calls were something I listened to for weeks before I ever reached out to anyone asking about ketones. So I don't know why we don't do this anymore. Maybe we do, and I just for some reason don't see it, which I think is weird, but we used to post them on our Facebook page, on the Prove It Facebook page. We used to post the link to our state of play calls, which I understand why we don't do that now, but like the ketone clarity calls, we would post them. So that's how I found those calls, and maybe we do, and now I feel really dumb that I don't know that if we do anymore, but that's how I found them. I was like searching, constantly watching the Prove It Facebook page before I ever reached out to anyone, and I was like, true, but what's the plan on who wins? Yeah, Rebecca, I'm just throwing everybody's name in a hat and picking a winner. I mean, honestly, you probably don't even have to do that. You could literally just be like, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, do what's right in your heart, but pick a winner, but pick it however you want. So all the people that answer me, not all the people that comment, but all the people that answer and say, yes, I listened to the call, this was my greatest takeaway, awesome. Then they go in the thing. Ashley Brandon did a similar contest, but instead of giving away ketones, she gave away a book about the keto diet. And I thought that was a really smart idea because not everybody is interested in ketones, or they don't think that they are, but they might be interested in a book about the keto diet with recipes and tips and tricks. So she said, everybody who listens to the call, and she doesn't post that. You don't post, everybody who listens to this call and sends me feedback will win this book. She just posted, who would like a free copy of this book? Right? Comments. Well, now you know who's interested in the keto diet. Now let's see how many of those people can get on the call. Now let's see how many of them will tell you what they learned. I mean, how powerful is that? So it just kind of got me thinking about all of the tools that we could use that way. Like, yeah, I'm not going to read any of that stuff because my brain won't take it in. I'll read it when I'm done talking. This is what happens when I don't eat, y'all. Like, no amount of ketones can save me from reboot brain. I promise you that. So I just started thinking about all the tools that you could do. Like, first of all, if you aren't in a position to give away product because you're new to your business, think about what we just all entered for the Keto 101 that just got launched, right? How many of you entered the contest? How many of you watched the Keto 101 video? How many of you went to Prove It's Instagram? How many of you? Okay, so comment in there if you did it. How many of you asked your customers to do it? Oh, a couple of people. Okay, but why didn't we ask our customers to do it? It went out on the pulse, but our customers didn't get that. So did you say to your customers, hey, do you want to win a free mystery box of Max? Hey, would you like to win a free mystery box of Max? Hey, we're giving away, or I don't know, maybe it was Nat, what we were giving away. I don't know. Like, hey, who wants to win a free box of ketones? Like, we're giving away 9 of them. Like, people would watch that. How great do you think it would have been if 20 people that you've maybe been talking to or not been talking to watched the video, and you didn't have to use it later? You know what I mean? Like, the tools are powerful later when someone asks a question. I know which videos I want to send someone when they ask me a question, but like, it was such a good Keto 101. They're all amazing. But as I was watching it, I was like, why did I not make all of my customers do this? Right? Like, I messaged a handful of them, but I should have messaged everyone. I should have made a post. I should have said, who wants to win? Like, get people involved. Same thing with our Inspire On videos. Like, when we launch a new one, how powerful would it be, instead of using the Inspire On video because you hope that you're going to talk to somebody someday who relates to, you know, maybe Alora is the next person, or maybe Brandy's the next person. Like, oh, I hope I run into somebody who will relate to Brandy so I can send them Brandy's story. Well, maybe everyone will relate to Brandy's story. So maybe the next time we release one of those, I can do something similar. Like, hey, who wants to win a free 10-day of Keto Nat? like comment. Awesome. Watch this video and tell me what you thought. Like, let me know. Everyone who does by the end of the day is going to go into a drawing. So it's just a suggestion, but it's something you can do if you're growing a team too. Like, what about our state of play calls? I'm committed to our state of play calls every single week, unless I'm on an airplane or I'm sick in bed. And even then I've done it. Like, I'm going to be on every single week. How many of you get on the calls and are sad when not enough of your team members are on? Or how many of you are on this right now and are a little bit sad that not enough of your team members are on, right? Something similar that you can do with your team. Like, hey, if you're in a position, hey, I've got this shaker bottle, or hey, like I've got one packet of Celebration. Like, it doesn't matter, but just do something and get people to the tools ahead of time. Like, I send out the recordings to these Zooms 500 times. Why am I not doing something to entice people to get on ahead of time? You know what I mean? So, the state of play calls, our Tuesday night calls, the Inspire On videos, like any of those things would be really great tools that you could use ahead of time. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was like thinking of those things, and maybe take one or more of those tools that you love and put that into action for you this week and see what happens. So I don't know who's doing the call tomorrow. All I know is I'm doing one, I think next week. I don't know. So I don't know who's doing the one tomorrow night, but it doesn't really matter. The call is at the exact same time every single week. You know that it's going to be somebody awesome inside of our community interviewing an awesome specialist, and that somebody's going to get value out of it. So like, if you wish every time you listen to those, and I hope you're listening to them every single week, that you had people listening to that, wake up tomorrow morning and start Monday collecting names of people who might want to win a book or a 5-day of ketones or something like that. And if you're telling yourself, as I say this to you, I don't have 5 packs of ketones I can give away, somebody on your team who supports you and wants you to win does. So don't ever let that language go into your head. Don't ever say, I can't afford to give away 7 days, because somebody that wants you to win can afford to, and they'll help you do it in order to grow your business. So if any of you said that, I want it out of your head language right now. So that's all I had. Just that thought. That was just.
I love it. It's the power of the ask, 100%. I have people that do booths and tables all the time, and they'll hit me up and go, Stephanie, do you have a 10-day coupon I can give to this customer? Yeah, I do. So when people ask for me to send them ketones, or if they've got a customer that may have had like a mishap or a challenge and they don't have the product, but I do, like, they ask me and I send it on their behalf. I know Mandy does it. I know other people do it. So like, if you're just starting, ask people to help you, 100%. And I would just say on top of this, Mandy, even like, I love inviting to that Tuesday call, or say you haven't, I mean, think about this. Say you have an old Inspire On video that you feel like is like an amazing mom one, and your audience is moms. You can do the same thing. Give it a time frame. When somebody messages you and say you're going to give away a book or a free 5-day, I would already have a script written up of like, hey, you have to watch this, message me back by this time on this day. And you could send them all the same script and then do the same thing with a tool that we currently have. Like, the point of this is, I was just talking to Brian Underwood yesterday about the power of our customers. And he's like, so this is going to segue into 2 things I want to talk about real quick before we're done. Cold marketing, and we're going to talk about Advocare. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you heard what happened to Advocare, or just a brief understanding. And so really how this is going to segment into this is this. Advocare, obviously, if you didn't hear, is a company. They have products. We all heard it, Spark and all of those, products. Advocare is completely restructuring their entire way they pay their promoters or their distributors. There's different views of what happened. We're not going to go into the details, but I will tell you this. Partially why is because what Prove It has done from the very beginning is they've made it a customer-based company. That's what you have to do. So I don't know if you remember Mandy in the very beginning because you've been here long enough, but Troy Dooley, right? Troy Dooley would come on and he would talk about our compliance, and he was saying how it is important. What Brian did is he structured this business so that like we are customer based. This isn't a, hey, you have to be a promoter to be in our business. This isn't a, you're going to get a better discount if you're a promoter. We've structured it right. Other companies have not. So what happens is they're not going to get paid on their promoters anymore. It's ruining people like and their business. So think about what you've done. And if you've been here for a while, having your entire downline stripped from you, like you feel terrible for those people. But what I want to talk to you about is a couple of things. It is so important to add value to our customers. That's why Prove It's getting better with emails. They're keeping them up to date. They're adding value along with us adding value. So when you invite them in to listen to a call, guess what? Even if they're already drinking the product, somebody asked that, like it's just going to build their belief more. Us promoters, when you come to an event, you get your belief built up. The customers aren't coming to our events, but if they listen to a call or watch a live, guess what? It builds them up to go, that's why I'm drinking this product. That's why I love this so much. And then they might start thinking of other people that need it. So anything you can do to add value to your customers is going to help your business and our company. Because I think we're one of the only network marketing, community-based marketing companies that has like, I think they said it was an average of like 50 customers per promoter. There's nothing out there like that. It's phenomenal. Prove It's done a great, great job. Now, what happens when somebody comes in and becomes a promoter and they hit this wall of like, I just had the question today, cold marketing. This is going to go right into Advocare. I promise I'll connect it to you in a second. Cold marketing, what I want you to understand is this. When you're done with your warm marketing, when you've met, like I've talked to everybody, I don't want you to overthink this, right? So when you get to the point where you need to meet new people, first of all, reach out to your team and see what's helped others. But I've made a very quick list of things that you can do to meet new people. A booth and a table. It is scary. I get it. Like you don't want to walk in and ask somebody to do it, but they're powerful. You get in front of people you've never met. There's a lot of fairs coming up very soon, all throughout the summer. Like go to your local fair and say, can I do a table or a booth? Get resourceful. We'll help you set it up. I always tell people, who do you know that's drinking the product, but who do they know, right? Give somebody a 5-day experience or a shaker bottle or something fun to hold their own keto mixer, right? Have your customers or your friends host it because they're going to reach out to their network. That becomes your network. That's cold marketing. That would be people you don't know. I love the idea of having people comment and win something free. I would also say like, hey, tag one of your friends below. Maybe they want to join you. Like that just gets more people in there, right? When you're out in the grocery store, my husband uses this all the time. He uses the acronym FORM. So if I've got somebody standing behind me or in front of me, if I get any ounce of chance to talk to anybody around me when I'm out in public, you can sure bet I'm going in for the kill. I do this. I think of FORM. So if I get a chance to talk to somebody and I think she'd be great on my team, she's a great mom, she needs ketones, if I can start a conversation, I think of FORM. Family, oh my goodness, your daughter's adorable. How old she is? How old is she, right? Or I just try to relate somehow in their family. Occupation, hey, what do you do? We're new to the area. Oh, I do this. She probably will ask me what I do. Or recreation. Steve's really good at this. What do you like to do when you're not working? Message. My message is, my goal is to get to, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? My goal is, anytime I'm out and about, to get somebody to ask me what I do. So then I get to say, well, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Like, and that's all I do. I grab their information. I send them a message. Like, that's what FORM is all about. So like cold marketing isn't meant to be like this rack your brain, I'm not sure what to do or how to figure this out. It's wear and share. Take your shaker bottle with you. Today at the mall, I carried that Keto Up can around with me everywhere I went. It was empty, but you never know who might ask, right? Like I drank the can, kept it with me. Do a booth. You have to get outside your comfort zone. You just got to find places to meet new people and start new conversations. So there's not like a secret to that. Mandy, do you have anything to say about cold marketing?
Yeah, I was just going to say, by accident, Jack and I kind of came across a fun way to meet new people as well. And now we're like fired up and kind of want to do it everywhere. We went to, we work with a trainer, and it happened randomly because we were discussing that we were opening in Mexico, and our trainer is actually a promoter inside of our team, but owns a big business. And so his time is split between Prove It and that, obviously. So we were just kind of talking about launching in Mexico, and he was like, you're going to think this is crazy, but I have a class in the evening, and like, I have to have someone else coach the class because everybody is Hispanic. They're like from Mexico. They don't speak a ton of English. So I needed to hire someone to help coach them. So that girl, we talked to her. She became a promoter. We went in before the class, and we all just pitched in together and like, let's bring some samples in. We came in 30 minutes before the class. Everybody got to pick a water bottle, which was super cheap. You can get 24 water bottles at Target for $3.99. So I spent $4 on water. Brought in packets, which, by the way, I always have extras because I get free box every 4 months, and I always do the buy one, whenever buy this bundle, we'll give you a free mystery box. Like, so I'm not really spending a ton of money, but there were like 12 people in the class. So between the 3 of us, we did 12 packets of ketones. Everybody tried the ketones. Like, we talked about what it was. We sampled up the Keto Up. We talked for a few minutes, and then they went and did their workout. And the whole point of it was for them to tell us how their workout was afterwards. So then that promoter put everybody in a group message, and we got to hear how great their workout was and how focused they are. And we ended up with a new SmartShip customer and lots of people who were interested and curious. So just because all 12 people didn't become customers that day, I was like, holy cow, like we met 12 brand new people. Now I'm connected to them. Didn't know any of them before, would never met any of them before. So we're going to start doing that more. Like, we belong to Orange Theory. Like, why am I not going in before a class and saying, who wants to see what their workout is like with ketones? And I know not everybody has the ability to give away packs of ketones, but remember what I said, somebody in your support group who wants you to win can help you with that. So don't be shy. So I just thought, like, as you were saying, like a booth or a table, I was like, oh, we did that last week and it was amazing. And now we want to do more. So I loved it because I'm not a booth or table kind of girl, but this had a very specific purpose and it was really great. So if anybody's looking for a new idea.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'll tell you this. So in the conversation between Brian, I was sitting on his front porch the other day and we were talking about the power and value of what it means to really, really, really hone in on our customers. I love that cold marketing part because what it taught, and then all of a sudden this Advocare conversation came up, right? And so I chatted with a handful of you last night and I said, who do you know that was a big Advocare rep? Because I feel like there's some in every town, right? Because I said they're about to get hit real hard. And so not to go in and poach them, because if you go on any of the Advocare, like if you go in and search on the Advocare things, there are people like scavengers out there. That's not the way that you do it. So like with the cold marketing and Advocare, I just want to touch base real quick because Brian and I talked about this. He said, the direct sales industry is phenomenal. What we have our hands on is great. We have to protect it, right? That's the power of protect the house. But also going in, I had somebody say, well, how do I have the conversation with them? If you know them personally, if you know they love what they do, like there's going to be a hardship for them. They're first of all going to have to go through this. Like they're probably going to be mad. Brian's like, they're going to be mad. They're going to be super frustrated. They're not going to want to do something like this again. You don't go in there going, I've got a business for you, because they're all getting hit with that. But you say, like he said, be sincere. Like you go into these people that maybe you kind of know. Maybe it's a cold market lead. Maybe it's somebody that you've seen and you're like, you know what? I'm in the direct sales industry too. Like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Like you just be sincere, right? Like eventually they're going to look for something, or eventually they might ask you for something, and the conversation goes the exact same way. What do you know about ketones? This is what I have. This is what I have to offer. I really just wanted to be clear because somebody asked me today, she said, I feel like people are being scavengers and we need to talk about it. There's a tactful way to do it, right? You build the relationship. You do exactly what Mandy said. Hey, if you want, I'd love to invite you to one of our calls and you can listen to kind of what Prove It's about. It's on Tuesday night. One of our experts will be on and you can hear about the ketones that we have. Like that would be a segue into have them listening to even what we have our hands on. I'm not saying all these people are going to flip and do something else. I'm just simply saying don't be one of those people that are in those threads. Like it got ugly. I was reading some of these comments and I was like, That is not a way to get somebody to build with you, but just be authentic, be you, because there is a lot of people out there hurting. It's terrible. And I think it would be awful, awful. So what I wanted to simply say is this: our customers are super important. I'm thankful that we're structured the way they are, the way that we are with Prove It. I think it's phenomenal. Cold marketing, be yourself, have fun, get resourceful, do things you've never done. You're going to have to get out and meet new people. And then as far as this whole advocate thing goes, like, you do the same thing. You build relationships, you encourage, you support, you add value. And if they want to join you, you've already got people that know what they're doing. So anything else to that, Mandy? Or no?
No, I think that was really good. And I think that it is just a powerful reminder that if you have questions about what happened, to just get with somebody who understands a little bit more about what happened so they can explain it to you. So I know we had a lot of people that just were like, oh, does this mean every company in the... No, there was a legitimate reason why this happened. And we are not at, like, we don't do that. Like, what they were doing is not what we do. So
right. And it has to do with leadership. It has to do, honestly, with, like, even some of it they're saying has to do with just people being super selfish in the industry. Like, there's so many variable things to it, but honestly, some of it boils down to customers. Like, one of the main things is their customer base. Like, you can't have a company
customer base with Advocare.
Right.
There is all promoters.
Promoter. That's why Prove It is structured the way we are. You don't have to, like we always say, get in where you fit in. That's what I love. Like, if you want to be a customer, be a customer. You get the same discount I do. Like, Prove It is ahead of the game. It's because of some of the guys in the legal department that we've had behind us, that they already knew this was coming from the past experience of other companies. And so I'm super thankful. We've got an amazing company and amazing community. So I would just say this, stay tuned in. Keto Academy and more is right around the corner. So get your teams amped up and ready to go. If you're not going, make sure to watch social media, because we'll be sharing, like, Keto Academy is phenomenal. They'll be sharing little snippets of what we're learning from there. So we'll honor your time. We will let everybody go, and we will reconvene again next week before the event starts. Anything else from you, Mandy?
No, that's it.
I'm okay. Good. Oh, go comment on the reboot page, everybody, so that Rob feels some love. So that's it. We appreciate you all. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.